Hey, there we go. All right, let's try again. Go ahead and type it in there. I hit the wrong button there. See, this is why Tyler has to be here. He's not here. We messed everything up. Okay. Commissioner, do you serve until a special election or serve for the rest of the term?
That will be the rest of the term, and then I'll have to run.
Republicans.
So 2 weeks, yeah. So the rest of the remainder of the 4-year term.
Okay, yep, so yeah, Frank, he has to, there we go. Voila, there we go. So, yes, Frank was up in 2028, and so he'll continue this. You made it just in time, because if you'd have had to run, if you'd have gotten appointed earlier this year, you'd have had to run. Yeah, so that's nice. So yeah, you get to finish out the rest of Frank's term. So, and we are going to, speaking of Frank, I'll tell you something. We're just, I can't have enough moments of silence or tributes to him. I was honored, and I mean honored to my core, by his wife Renee asking me to read at his, do a reading at his funeral mass. And I've never done a reading like that before, and oh my gosh, I had to practice it 1,100 times just to get through it. So anyway, that is, but we're gonna continue to, I want to do something for him. I haven't figured out what yet, but I want to do something to honor him at our Lincoln Day dinner, which those of you need to know is September 16th. So that's coming up. Go to the party page, go buy tickets. It's going to be fun. We're going right back to our hoedown. We're going to do our cowboy hats and cowboy boots. And we had so much fun last year that we've decided to do it again. So let's see. Norris, thanks for supporting and moving forward on the health regulation on noise. Much appreciated. That's Mark Fosdick, for those of you who don't know. Yeah. He's the supervisor of Cohocton, and they are right in the middle of a bunch of solar farm bonanza out there.
Yeah, thank you, and I will continue to do so.
Well, good. Yeah, that's these are rural areas, and Mark's probably in one of the most rural areas there is. So anyway, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me! You're polling better than John James. Oh my God. Oh, thank you for that joke. Okay. Thank you for the humor there. Anyway, so honestly, some people live in dream worlds. All right, well, this has all been great. I'm going to go to commercial here, and then we're going to come back and chat some more. So just stick around.
Welcome to the right side. And with me now is the brand new 7th District Chair, District 3, Livingston County Commissioner, Frank Sample. So welcome, Frank. You're very active in the American Legion.
Correct.
You're very active in the VFW.
This ideology is very damaging to the students who are told, if you get this surgery and make do the social transition, the medical transition, then you'll be happy and all your problems will be solved. Learned so much.
I'll bet. That's some institutional knowledge right there. And we have, as a special guest, as I said earlier, we have Kevin Rinke with us. Welcome, Kevin. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Go Bode. Thanks, Kelly. There are those everywhere. But we love meeting new people.
Right, yes.
It's in good shape, so that's good news.
That safeness is not afforded to every citizen. They are special.
There's a difference between men and women. There's a biological difference, and it's time for us to stand for our girls.
He went through, and he came back with a report that there's no way Detroit can meet its obligations on the tax base.
Yes.
So is this DEI focused just on the high school, or are they talking about all
district, the entire district?
Maybe that's kind of normal. It's really not. There tends to be little fiefdoms with different police agencies, and police versus fire, and fire versus EMS, and blah blah blah. That's not the case here. So Livingston County is very fortunate.
Hey, not too long ago, in many of our lifetimes, Detroit was the 3rd largest city in America.
Oh yeah,
3.2 million citizens.
It's been a great experience. I mean, I have no regrets about moving here.
There's an old saying that the road will get you elected, the jail will get you unelected. So, give you an idea.
You have to have a reason to change for change to be enacted.
Okay, we're back. All right, well, went to commercial to kind of try to get my head wrapped around weirdness. So anyway, so yeah, we have so we are also, just to let you know, September 11th, we're going to have a vigil on the courthouse lawn. I have to line up our speakers and things, but basically going to be prayer and hearing from people and you know, that kind of stuff. Maybe a little music, a little song, but it's the 25th anniversary of September 11th, and I feel like we probably need to address that and recognize it, and you know, pray for those who perished, and pray for those who survived and had their lives turned upside down, and just, you know, kind of, we always said we would never forget, and I think not forgetting is important, so we have to do that. So so we're gonna do that September 11th. It'll be 5:30ish, something like that. So we'll, maybe 6. We'll put out word about that. September 16th, as I said, will be the Lincoln or Reagan Day. You can go buy tickets now. There's also sponsorships available, so make sure you do that. We're off either $100 a ticket. However, if you want to sponsor 2 veterans or 2 youth, we're giving you giving a deal of $175. So we'll take that. We'd appreciate any sponsorships. We had, I think last year, we had 18 youth and probably 10 or 12 veterans that were sponsored by folks. So we really appreciate that, and they appreciate it. They enjoyed themselves tremendously. I did get one person step up and say they would help with the bucket drawing. Helping with the bucket drawing just means help get prizes from people to you know, to auction off. That makes a great deal of money. And remember, this Lincoln Day, or I'm sorry, the Reagan Day dinner, the primary reason we have that is because that is the last dollars push for our mailings, for our candidate help. So we really need on that. Anybody that can help. Candy Havarder stepped up and said she would help with the bucket drawing. So anybody that can help her, go get prizes, help, that sort of thing, reach me here. This is reach me there. Just send me an email and say you can help. That would be very, very, very helpful. What else we got coming up? This Monday, we're having a pizza, postcards, and put together the signs party. So we're gonna have pizza here, and we've got a whole bunch of everybody and their brother's asking me for Mike Rogers signs. So we got a bunch of signs delivered here, and they need to be put together. And when I mean assembled, it's not like, I saw you catch yourself, start to look at me and stop. That's good. That's a good catch. You know, it's not like part A and part, it's just a wire that has to be inserted into the sign, but it's time consuming. And so if we're going to have to do that, let's all do it together. And then, you know, have some music, have some pizza, and have some conversation.
Fourth Thursday.
Oh, yes, we're getting to that. But the postcards, the other thing is the Mike Rogers team will be here with postcards, and they give you the postcards and the pens, and they give you an address, and you just write out the address and write out the postcard. And it's basically, you get a, you know, Jane Doe at this address, and you'll address it to her, and then you'll say, Dear Jane, and you come up with your own line. And I have one that I use, but anybody can say what they want. And it's basically, I say, Dear Jane, just a quick note to ask you to support Mike Rogers. We really feel like he's the right guy. We really need his leadership in the Senate this year. Thanks so much, Deb. Now, when Jane gets this, they don't know, you know, who it is, but it doesn't matter. They're getting a postcard from somebody named Deb saying, please do this. So, oh my goodness, here comes the threats. You just can't disagree with this guy. I'm going live to expose the fact that I'm delusional and cannot accept the facts. I'm the establishment. Oh my God, Anthony, you look like an idiot. Stop it. Just, if you think you're going to win, then stay with who you're going to win. But going out and trying to prove somebody else wrong just makes you look like a clown. Cut it out. Just, if you're going to win, win. If you're going to win, I'll tell you what, if you win, I'll clap for you and I'll support you. But this nonsense where you're going to prove, you fight anybody that doesn't doesn't support you or doesn't believe you. That's why I can't deal with it. Just stop. You know, if that's how you solve problems, how on earth will you help run our state? You're going to attack people that disagree with you? Sorry, that's not going to cut it. Anyway, so where was I? Sorry, I was so rudely interrupted. Pardon me?
Postcards.
Postcards, yeah. So we'll do postcards. So we'll have postcards and signs, and we'll have John James, and I think we have some Michael Warren, Judge Michael Warren, and we have some Mike Rogers signs need to be put together. Enough stuff that we're gonna throw some pizza and some water, Murphy water. You get Murphy water the other day. Look, Murphy water, Mike Murphy water. So Murphy water and pop and pizza, and I've had several people respond. I was really excited. So they're coming up for that. The Thursday is our fourth Thursday social. This Thursday, meaning 2 nights from now, we're going to be over at
Crap. El Toro.
El Toro. Yeah, no, the one in Howell, El Patron in Howell at 6 o'clock. Come join us. You're all welcome. All Republicans are welcome. Just, you know, it helps if you let me know because I can tell them how big of a table. But even if you didn't let us know, just show up. So. Anyway, so, this is it. Let's see what else. What else is coming up?
It's a pretty full plate, I guess.
It is a full plate. We got on September 12th is 2A day. It's gonna be half,
It's a preparedness fest.
yes, a ready
Readiness.
preparedness, yeah, readiness, emergency readiness event. That's the first half, and the second half is the 2A day. I was asked to be, I think Brandon Barefeld's gonna, MC the first half of the day, and I'm gonna MC the second. So you'll be able to see me there. Come on up for that. That's always fun. That's a great day. They've never had them together before, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that works, so.
9 to 1 for the preparedness fest, aspect, and
Okay.
then 2A from 1 to 5.
2A from 1 to 5, great. And where's it gonna be?
It's gonna be on the grounds of 1A rental in Howe on Grand River.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
have
right
they
there.
have a very
Yeah,
large
yeah,
lodge
yeah.
And,
Big tent and et cetera. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
And
That's
it's free. So.
it's free.
No excuses this year, people.
No. So that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I know Rob told me that. He asked me if I would MC, and I said I'd be happy to. So I'm going to MC the afternoon. And he said, "Well, you're singing the national anthem regardless." Okay. So that's the 12th. On the 25th. I have, as I said earlier, I'm going up to Roscommon County to talk about 10X, hold 10X, here, put 10X right there, just hold on to it for me. Yeah, it's 10X. So, I'm gonna go up and talk at their, Reagan Day about 10X, I'm looking forward to seeing them. And then, Saturday, the 26th, Tom Barrett SLAR's having an event with Tom Barrett. And boy, there's a slew of special guests, including me. So, not sure what I'm going to do there yet or what I'm going to talk about. But okay, whenever they ask, if I'll help them if I'm able to. I will. So, I love SLAR. They're our sister. Their sister, and St. Joe County has voted unanimously, and I was told they were very excited to be our conservative companion county. So they're the St. Joe County Party is our conservative companion, so we'll be offering them. Matter of fact, I'm going to send them the flyer about Monday and see if they want to come out. So that'll be fun. So 10X. Let me take that back. 10X. All right. So 10X on every Sunday 7:30. I show everybody how to use 10X. It's exactly what we need to get out the vote. I just did a recent article about what we need to do to get our statewides elected, and it's basically dollars, doors, and shutting up. Stop the fighting, stop the arguing, stop all that nonsense. We still have people out there, what I called in the previous article called the squawkers, and they're running around telling people don't vote for, vote for all the Republican candidates except this one or that one. Stop it. Stop it. And then we had somebody at the recent Republican convention want to rail against one of the candidates that had already been, was there to be confirmed, and they got exposed or they got kicked out. So good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just stop it. Moving forward right now, because you know what? The worst even a Republican that doesn't agree with you 100% of the time is far better than any of the Democrats. So let's just move forward. So dollars, doors, and one of the things that I had, I'm in speaking to Doug Lloyd and Anthony Ferlini and, the rest of the statewide candidates, what they're struggling with are the people that are saying, hey, can you come out to our event? And the event might be a little meet and greet, or it might be, a party, or it might be this or that. Right now, all their, and they feel guilty, but all their time has to be right now raising money, because they need to buy the advertisements, they need to do the mailings, they need to do signs, and all that stuff takes money. So, they're asking, they kind of told me that they really appreciate the, Livingston County saying, we understand if you can't come out here for this. If you're available, come out. But if you can't and you gotta go fundraise, we get it. And they appreciated that. So I just did an article about that, basically supporting them. Right now, and I think I said, if you can throw them a fundraiser, do it. If you can donate, do it. And yes, you might think to yourself, oh, that's not money I have right now. Well, it's less money. I mean, if you give the money now, it's going to cost you a lot more if a Democrat gets in there with the increases, everything else. So don't, look at it that way. It's an investment, and invest if you have children or whatever else, it's an investment into their future. So anyway, so it is what it is. So this is what we need to do. So, be a little bit gracious as far as understanding that coming out to your garden party or whatever is not something they have time to do right now. That time, they did a lot of that over the last 14 months, actually 13 plus. I saw Doug at convention and he said, happy anniversary. It's our 13th month since he sat in the Lucky Lloyd chair, I call that, the Lucky Lloyd chair, and announced he was running. So, that's the lucky chair there. So, anyway, so in the last 13 months, that's all he's done that. So now he's trying to raise money. So everybody, if you can, go to his website, Doug Lloyd for AG or whatever it is, and Google it. And, even if you're donating a little bit, even 25 or $50, buy some signs, right? So that's what's needed right now. Also Ferlini, also, John James, also, but, especially the Attorney General and the, Secretary of State kind of get overshadowed by the big U.S. Senate and by the big gubernatorial races. So, make sure you take care of them if you can. Or throw a fundraiser. We threw a fundraiser here for Doug Lloyd a couple weeks ago, and it went very, very well. So that was, that's needed. What else is going on, Norris? What else we got to tell everybody about?
The petitions.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to get in that with chat with the chair in a minute, but I just want to talk about every Sunday, 7:30. Get out the vote, get out the vote, get out the vote. That's what we have to do. So 10X. I'm having people, I have people, sometimes I have a lot of people, sometimes I only have a couple. It doesn't matter if there's one. I will teach one that's what it takes. 7:30. It usually takes 20 minutes, and you just learn how to do 10X. And what everybody says is the same thing as, oh, this is easy, and they get into it. It's sort of like a new Candy Crush game, because that's what it is. It's not a game, but it's fun. You start looking up people you know. Who do I know here? Oh, I know that person. So it's super simple. It's super easy. 10X. Look at the Livingston County Republican page. Every Sunday I post a flyer that has the Zoom address, and you just join the Zoom. You don't have to RSVP for that. Just join. You'll be taught how to use 10X, and it is one of the best get out the vote tools I've ever used. And like I said, people are, they worry because is it like door knock? No, it isn't. It's actually fun to do. So you'll enjoy it. And take the 20-minute training. If you don't like it, don't do it. But you'll find out it's pretty simple to do, and you can do it from anywhere. So you can. It's like I always say, it's like door knocking. Only to people you know, only the people you want to, from your front door or from your living room, in your couch, wearing your buddy's slippers. It's super, super simple to do. So Mark Ashley Price was watching the podcast when Mr. Lloyd announced. Yes, I tease him all the time because I said, you're funny now, you weren't funny that day. Somewhere along the line you learned how to tell jokes. Anyway, so I think that's about it. Let's go into some chat with a chair, and I think that chat with a chair, and anybody that wants to call in can, or just about anybody. So let's see. I have
Show us one person we don't want to
yeah. So let me get here. Let me get to because where I put it. So, I know what I did. It was the topics for chat with the chair. Oh, thank you. Topics for chat with the chair are. Let's start with the convention. What'd you guys think of the convention? You can call in and we can talk that way, or you can just type it in and we'll talk about it from there. So, what'd you think of the convention? What'd you think, Norris?
I mean, it went smoothly. I mean, for the most part, it glided along because it should have.
Yeah.
There shouldn't have been any controversy. We already knew what the candidates were.
Mhm.
What else?
I wasn't a fan of all the music.
Yeah.
It was a lot of music. I didn't mind the music, like while they're all setting up and while we're all mingling. That was kind of cool. But stopping what we're doing, it's like, I think, when we're there, especially for those of us that went down the night before, it's like it's a long day, it's a long drive all the way to Mount Pleasant, and it just, with all the music, it just made it longer. So it was great to see other people. To me, I enjoy the mingle time prior to, rather than have all that time with music. I would rather have more mingle time, walking around and talking to people and that kind of stuff. Maybe having the music in the background, but not. You're wanting the vote, you're wanting to get out of there, and you're sitting there. Let's get this done. That's right. By the time it starts, from the opening speech, there should, for me, shorter speeches, and John James and Du Bois, Jay Du Bois. This is their moment, right? Hearing from them, and Doug and Tony, they were, they're terrific too. But yeah, going on and on and on about things, and just took a long time. So I guess we didn't need the music. The speeches were okay.
One thing I did like was the "God Bless America," the singing of that by the audience. That was very nice. Yeah. It just
time consuming.
Yeah.
So, here's Roscommon's rubbing it into us here. It may have been a long drive for us, but it was a nice 1 hour for us. Novi in the spring was a long drive. Yes, I can. Look, I'm not complaining that we went there. You're exactly right. We have to move it around. For me, Novi was sweet. That was, Novi and Lansing are my sweet spots. That's 25 minutes either way. So I'll take those. But no, I get it. Detroit would even be worse for you, I think. So, yep, moving around. I have no complaints about going to Mount Pleasant.
It's not the UP.
No, that I have a hard time with. 10X idea is great. Many of us in sales use marketing in the sphere. We typically all have large spheres of influence. We do. And it's kind of interesting, Dennis. Thanks for saying that. It's interesting because it's people you're not, you can, there's you open it up and it'll right away pop to whatever neighborhood you're in. So if you're at your home, you're going to see all the neighbors that are Republicans and don't vote up very often, and you can pick amongst them. And if you want to go introduce yourself to your neighbor and say, hey, just want to introduce myself, and I'm trying to get people to sign up for absentee ballots. That's terrific. So it's just 10X is a great thing. So I'm very, very excited about that. Anyway, so let's see what else. You barely made it on time at 10 a.m. No, I know. You came from a long way. You came all the way from Highland Park. That's quite a ways.
Oh,
so
really?
I know.
Highland Park.
That's where Mark Ashley Price is from. I always tease him. He's half the Republican Party in Wayne County. So.
Especially in Highland Park.
Yeah. So So he's so that's where he's from. So anyway, that's yeah. So it's I get it though, and I get it, Roscommon. I get it. You guys are real. You guys are real, it gave you a little bit of a break from having to drive all the way down here, but yeah, once you've driven that way and, you know, especially if it starts at 10 and you had to leave at dark 30 to get there, or you stayed the night before and you hit all the, you know, the receptions the night before. Mark Ashley, 2.5 hour drive. Yeah, it would be, because it was an hour and a half for us, but, you know, we had a group that went down the night before because, especially for the chairs or the district chairs, you got a lot of organizing and stuff to do, and, you know, dealing with moving alternates around and things, so you have to, it's easier to just get there the night before, so we went there. And, let's see. Oh, Janine, connected with a neighbor after Janine and Glenn were at my, last Sunday's 10X training. So good. That is really good to know. And I'll tell you something, what's great about that is that, when you do that, you engage somebody else. So it's just terrific. It just works. And once you've engaged them, and once you've got them voting with a absentee ballot, it's gonna stick, and they'll start doing that on a regular basis. So, Mark says he is practically the Republican Party of Highland Park. We bet. We don't doubt it. We don't doubt it, Mark, and we appreciate that you spend Tuesday nights with us. So, all right. So that convention. Anybody else have any thoughts about the convention? Yeah, like I said, I could have done without all the singing. By the time we start voting, or we start, this process, it should be as streamlined as possible. I mean, I don't mind the speeches from the candidates, that's fine, but don't add in other things or videos or whatever. I mean, the video of the Matt Hall video was a good one. It kind of brought people up to what he was doing, so I didn't have a problem with that one. But yeah, I could have lived without all the singing. Anyway, so yeah, it's just like I said, it's one more thing that stands between you and the door and the drive home, because it is a long drive home. So, so that's a convention. If anybody else has any thoughts about the convention they want to call in, or they want to just talk about, then that's fine. Type it in there. Next would be is what happened. I mean, when I say can you believe it, of course you can believe it, because we've been living with this. The Board of Canvassers rejected the citizens only voting. That is going to go, I hope that's big lawsuits. I just hope that's big lawsuits, and I hope somebody gets in big trouble. That is just disgusting. They had, they needed 400 and something, and they got 700 and something signatures. And the Board of Canvassers took a sampling, 1,000. I heard 1,000, I heard 100. I've seen both numbers, but let's just go with 1,000. And they said, out of that 1,000, not enough passed. Even though they went back and proved the right number was there. They said, too late. Come on. I mean, it was a screwing. It was a done deal before they ever set anybody up. So that's what's going on there. So I don't know what the remedies. I know they're going to try and take it to court, but if the higher courts are also Democrat, they're not going anywhere either. So I also don't know if you can hop a court. Jay, or if you're watching, answer this if you can, or anybody else that's watching that knows the answer to this. Can you hop a court? I know there are different level courts before you get to, say, the federal Supreme Court. If any one of these courts, they have to deny you, or you have to lose, or whatever, to appeal to the next one. Can you skip? Or if one denies you, well, no, I know. If one refuses to take you up, can you then still go forward to the next one, or are you dead? I know that in the House or in the Senate, if you have a bill and the committee chair doesn't want to take it up, dead. So it's not going anywhere. I just wonder about that.
Well, I guess the other problem is to drag it out, and the election will be over.
That could be, or I think some of them have, like, they're timely, so they can. I don't know, but anyway, Gregory, the rest of us, you're crying. Absolutely. We're all singing the same BS tune. Let me tell you. So that is very, very. It's bad. So it's just awful. I mean, I just can't believe with all those things, and they're claiming they don't have that. Well, Megan Recklin was in charge of that, and she doesn't do things half-assed. So I have a hard time believing that she dropped some sort of ball or jimmied some Jimmy the signatures on
No,
there.
that's-
That's just not her. Pardon me?
From Ferlini here, it says out of the 1,000, they found that only 626 valid of 629. So it's that 3 or 4 extras.
Like 3 or 4,
Right.
they only missed the thing by 3 or 4, and I know they went back and proved more, the 3 out of 3 and the 4, they took like 10.
Or whatever the math is.
And
but
said, yeah, whatever it was, but they said, nah, we're not taking it. It's an obvious railroading, it's terrible, and I'm really, I mean, to the point where I don't know if President Trump can do some sort of executive order that abolishes this, but if anybody is confused at why we need to get a Republican in that office, there it is.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely it. We need Republicans to stop this
Up and
nonsense.
down the ballot.
Yes, so anyway, what else was on there? What else was on the,
You tell me.
didn't you look at your own flyer? I sent it to you. Here it is, right here. The next one was Vance Patrick. There was an article. I saw him post. I couldn't read the article because I do not. Whoop, stop. Karen typed a lot, so I don't want to make sure. Karen's disgusted, yes. So many people work so hard gathering signatures. And yes, Norris was at the Howell Legion on a weekend. This is incredibly corrupt. Yes, it was corrupt, and it's just awful. And Greg, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. The cheating is going to be abundant, and we need, having said that, if you can be a poll watcher, a poll challenger, whatever this year, please sign up. This is good example of what we can expect in November. So the next one, I saw an article in Detroit News. I couldn't read it, but I saw that Vance Patrick had posted it, that he's considering a run for MRP chair. What does everybody think about that? I think that, I know Vance. I don't think he's going to, well, I guess let me say this. I don't ever speak for Vance. Vance, I know Vance, I get along with Vance, I like Vance, I think he does a great job over there. He's got one heck of a party. So, but I'll say this, if Vance is not planning to run again for Oakland chair, then this might be a good move. If he is, or would consider it, I'd hate to see him out of Oakland County, because I could easily see where Oakland County is kind of running real well right now, when some of the personalities that could go in there and just upend that, and it would just destroy Oakland County, which is a nice, solid Republican Party. So that's my only worry. But as far as Vance doing it, if Vance wants to do it, I support anybody's choices. But I think Vance has got the experience. I think he's got the contacts. I think he's good at, he's got the experience. I mean, he's good at fundraising. So I think he would be a reasonable candidate. He's certainly somebody to consider. I've heard whispers about other people. So anybody else is planning on running? The saying says Wayne County is the #1 corruption in Michigan.
Without a doubt.
Amen, buddy. Yeah. Yes, that's absolutely true. So
that is the machine of all machines.
That is. When Rick Snyder was governor, he did a lot to undo that. He put in the first thing he did was he put in the Detroit School Board Authority, which is, that took away the power of the school board, who, from what I remember hearing the rumors about them taking cruises on the dime of the school board. So, I don't know how much of that is true or not, but when you hear that much, some of it is.
Oh, a lot of it was true.
That's what I think. So, Mark agrees with me about Vance Patrick. So, what do you think? Has anybody heard anything else? Either call 517-819-1988 or else post on there. Anybody hear anything else about anybody else running? Or who should run? Who do you think? I don't know if Jim is going to run again. I'm not saying he isn't, or I'm not saying he is. So I've been hearing lately that people don't think he is, but so what do you think? You think he's going to run again, or do you think that who else should? Put some names out
I
there.
haven't heard another name. I can't. Of course, it escapes me totally now.
Somebody told me that they thought Monica
Oh,
No,
Yutuma.
Yutuma might.
I heard that was the name I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, okay. That, she might, that she hasn't said that, but that her positions, I don't know. Sometimes people just talk and everybody thinks, well, that must mean they're saying this, so that must mean they're gonna do X, Y, or Z, but I have not heard that yet, but, I mean, she might, right? So, I know once upon a time I told Kevin Rinke he needed to. I don't know if he's thinking about it or not, but Kevin would shake things up in there. I was teasing Nick Lloyd. That's what he needs to do once his dad wins. he could go do that. Nick could probably get himself elected too. Nick's pretty likable. What else? Who else do we think? I don't like when my phone stays silent, and so does my comments over there. The comment section, pipe up over there. Who else do you think should run, or who else have you heard will run? I've heard noise about. I've heard some people talk possibly about Rusty Richter getting in there somewhere. I don't know about Cher, but I don't know if he is thinking about it or not. But Rusty's another one with good contacts, or whether it's chair or vice chair or treasurer or whatever it is. But Rusty's another one with good contacts and a lot of experience and a great fundraiser. And that position is a real good fundraiser. What are you hiding about over there?
The comment.
I tried to talk Lance Griffin into running. Lance Griffin freaking left me. I'm mad at Lance right now. I'm not really. I'm joking. But Lance calls me and says, by the way, I'm going to the Caribbean to help Republicans get elected down there, and you're it for 10X now. Say what? Okay. Yeah. So I'm getting texts. I don't know if they are for this or not. So anyway, yeah, Mark only heard about the possibility of Vance. So yeah, I'm just wondering who else is out there, who else should it be, who could write our party, who could, I mean, it's not like it's broken. Vacation in Virgin Islands at Lance's house this winter. You got that right. I'm taking over for 10X. Dude, I'll be waiting for the ticket to arrive. So, yeah, so as far as I know, I don't know of anybody else doing 10X, so make sure you tune in on and tell everybody else, tune in with some people on Sundays, it'll make it more fun. So I had a blast with Janine and Glenn on Sunday with their stuff, so, and the week before I had some great ladies from, I don't know, some Oakland County somewhere, so, or Macomb County somewhere, so that was fun too. Yeah, I never know who's gonna be there. It might be a little crowd, might be a bigger crowd, but either way, we're gonna have fun doing it. I don't like to do trainings that are not fun. So yeah, so Vance Patrick, Monica Yutuma, like I said, I was telling Kevin Rinke, you gotta get in there. This was months and months ago. I don't know if he'd still do it or not. But who else? Who else am I hearing? Someone told me they thought Kevin Kiofsky might give it a try. I mean, you know, it would not be, his issues with the Attorney General thing would certainly not apply to leader of the party. So that's not out of the realm of impossible. So, someone also mentioned Kelly Sackett. She says, hell no, last time I talked to her, so that's kind of out. I don't know who else might. I would love to see, I mean, we've got some great party chairs, and if they wanted to work together, maybe an East person and a West person, that would be great. You know, if Vance did do it, but then again, you know, there's a lot of politicians that are terming out, that maybe lost races, that, you know, that, or maybe their dad got elected, hint, hint, Nick. And so, you know, there's good people out there to run, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes, but, yeah, just wondering if anybody heard anything, or even if they didn't hear anything, who would you nominate? Let's throw that out there. Who would you nominate if you could? Roscommon says they tried to nominate Lance. So now that Lance is out of the picture, Roscommon, who ought to step up? Who do you guys think we ought to wrangle into that? I know it's some months apart yet, but you know,
Be your before you know it.
Yeah, look, I mean, here we are at the end of August. Who thought that was going to happen this quickly? So, on another note, I just want to say last week I met Jay DeBoyer on the podcast. I had a great interview with him. If you haven't looked at it, go on YouTube and back up a week, and you'll be able to see it. It was phenomenal. I am so enthused by him. I did not know him before this. I've not met him. I knew of him, obviously, but I did not know him. I've never, just talked to him. And I was extremely pleasantly, I don't want to say surprised, but I was very pleased to see how personable he was, how passionate he is about what he's doing, and I am absolutely convinced he's doing everything he's doing for the right reasons. So I just could not be more excited about him being John James's running mate. I think that's going to be, and he's a very good Doge guy, and so he's doing a great job there. And I think, if they get in there and John is doing a lot of the, the policies to develop and to create, and then you got Jay there, going through and eliminating the waste and fraud, I think you're going to have a dynamic team. And I also am going to make a wild leap here and say, what do you think? You think some of the other crew is going to be in there? You think Tom Leonard will be in there somewhere? I know I've made comments before. I thought that Tom Leonard, there's a position most people don't run into. It's called, or at least there was with Rick Snyder. He had a director of strategic initiatives, and basically all the ideas that he came up with, this person came up with by anybody really. This person put legs to them, right? And it was a guy named Bill Rustum under Rick Snyder, and he did a great job, and we did a lot of things with him. My office, or my boss's office, partnered with him a lot, and we got to know him, and he was a great guy. I thought Tom, with all his ideas on things, I thought he would make a great director of strategic initiatives. So maybe, I don't know what he might do. I mean, he would be good at anything. I think that I'd like to see, I know that Eric Nesbitt came from Lottery, or had passed at Lottery. He could go back there, or I always thought he should be director of ag. He is a farmer. He's passionate about farming. There you go. Put him there. That's a great place for him. Anyway, so there's lots of different places. I hope Mike Cox, I would love to see Mike Cox working with Doug in the Attorney General's office, or really Department of Corrections, or any other place. I mean, he's a great guy too, and he's got real good leadership skills. So, be interesting. I still like to see John name Perry as the budget director. Let him do his mega audit. That was what he talked about most. So, Roscommon had Jay and Roscommon there last Thursday. Oh, it's on the Facebook Live. Great, Roscommon County Republican Party. Great, thanks for pushing that in. I mean, he's just a good speaker. He's he's just genuine. You were here. Were you here? You were here last Monday. What'd you think?
I like the guy myself. It seems, like I say, he comes across very genuine, very kind, and very honest.
Yes, very sincere. He just all the stuff for the right reasons. So, all right. Anybody else got anything for the good of the order here? And so I think we've covered everything. Monday, if you want to, please, once again, let me get my little thing up here. Where'd it go? It's way back here. Oh, that's my phone number. Might be, oh, there we go. There we go. If you want to come Monday, help us put together signs and have some pizza and write some postcards and have some laughs. Right there is the RSVP. There's 10X. Don't need that. Just go to Livingston County Republican Party, find the Zoom link, and zoom in. But you don't. This one, I really would appreciate a RSVP, because I have to buy pizza. So, chair at livingstonrepublicans.com. Also, just because I haven't done it in a long time. Right there is where you go. Sign up. This is where we have this is where we get our money to help our candidates, to get them elected, to do the mailings, everything else. So anyway, that's how you do it. You just become a member. Your dues, I think our baseline dues are $60, And then if you're a veteran, you know, we ask for a minimum donation of 25, but, that's it. I mean, anything you can do, it helps. It's how we get our people elected, so, you know, it's really, really important that we get support. It's how we get our stuff done, everything costs money. Everything. Our rent costs money, our postcards cost money, the bags we buy for, you know, candidates put their literature in, our signs that we buy for candidates, all that costs money. So anything that you can do to help us, we appreciate. So, all right. Well, we're gonna call it, I guess, at 8:35. It's been a great thing, Norris. We could not be happier or more proud of you that you stepped into this role. And like I said, I'm gonna really miss you as vice chair. So, but you know, we got some good candidates maybe coming in. So we'll just, you know, roll with you. But I'm glad you're not leaving the EC. I'm glad you're still gonna, you know, be hanging out with the party. And
you can't do
as Jay said that. As Jay said, you have to give us reports at the meetings now. Woohoo!
Oh yay!
Yay! Yeah, but you don't have to do. I mean, Jay will do one. Wes will do one. You know, Jay Gross will do one. You can do another one. So, just contribute where you can. So, all right. Well, hopefully I'll see a bunch of you on Monday. I don't know for sure that I'm going to be there because I have an issue and. Jay and I are selling our condos in Florida, and I have to get down there and get back here to clean them up and clean them out and get them ready for a listing because the listing's gonna go live I think next week. So if I wait until after Monday to go, it's really gonna push me, you know, to get back before all the stuff. So I think I'm gonna go down before that, and so Jay will be here with pizzas and things. So come down and harass him. So, all right. So anyway, good being here. Good to see. Thanks Tyler for all the help he gives, and thanks Norris for coming on the show. Thank you guys for watching every single week, and we will see you next Tuesday. I may have a guest here. If I'm in Florida, I'm going to have a guest do it. So, but you'll like the guest, I promise. All right. We'll see you later.